time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent daily plant the metropolis time. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. All right, so I've got half my menu cut off, but I got half of it showing. So I'll start. Actually, I shouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this menu, this one. I hope it's updated. If not, I'm going to have to update it. Uh-oh. There we go. CD, of course, is School Us. No sales this week. I talked to somebody. Now I didn't bring it up, but I just got a little too nervous with that one. I was just happy to share it, and it turns out it was the wrong number I sent it to. But anyway, I don't want to jump ahead to the YouTube channel, but no sales on the album. Number 2. So I don't like sunsets much or country song of some kind. No progress there, but my daughter, I think, will go to the church next Sunday, which is where I met this fellow who I've been wanting to get in touch with. So that's a step in the right direction for her getting in touch with him if she's going to be there, possibly weekly. Okay, number 3, YouTube channel. So, and all that social media. So I'd say something happened today. I got, so last week's reel, Instagram got a couple hundred, that's solid, but it had 0 interactions, which is like a share, they share it or they like it till today. I'm not going to say who liked it, but I like that they liked it. I think that's very promising for, it's one thing to have a venue to do music. It's another thing to have a venue that supports independent thinking. There you go. And that would be the case if you were to see that, which has been made clear to me because, yeah, that's right on. That's so exciting. I'm so excited about that. So I'll get on to what's holding me back maybe from getting there in touch with them, but partly time, but I have a system for doing things, and I have systems for all kinds of things. And it's like Darcy Discipline said, you create the system and then you just do, then you just go. You set up the system, let the system take care of itself, right? You just you follow through. So I have that in place for this too. So yeah, TikTok got a 700 something. I followed my first person on TikTok, my man Tim out there, and one of these days we're gonna do a show. He's following me, so that's all good. I haven't done a ton with TikTok. I don't know why, I hadn't figured out how to see insights from that, but it prompted me, so I was able to click on that, so I was able to see some insights. I'm not going to go as in depth as I have been doing with Instagram. Also, another fella and his dad, I guess that's Puppies and Demons, who I met at probably Intervisions there. They got Lexi, the real Lexi Wynn, I think is how you say it. She's doing 1,000+ views on her reels and whatnot, and look at other social media. She's singing, he's playing a guitar. That's really good, I think. We're kind of just all aspiring artists here, but they're doing something there. And so I have the opportunity to talk to his dad, talk to him a little bit too. I don't even know how to say his name, Vardy or something like that. But very good. I think conversation and potential for collaborating or doing something. Because he said that at one point the dad said that, you know, they do a whole show and they'd like to have other acts at like a coffee house in Redmond, for instance. So I think I might have mentioned that. So anyway, they're working at it. I guess the dad said the son was getting busy with school finals. That kind of thing can happen to a student, right? But they're working on it. And I just like to see that. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Like I said, this is peculiar to me. I got the 200 plus views on this Biden's bags of ballots with only interactions. I was like, what's up with that? I never had that happen. I didn't know if something was going on, but that was really relieved when they did that. So I'm like, okay, I don't know why. I don't know. I know one shared. I thought it was really good. The one before did much better, but for me, anyway, everyone has personal preferences. So we'll see how this one did today. I got 100. I'm at 140 or something at TikTok before I started, and then I think I had 9 on Instagram. YouTube, this is like literally doesn't even happen. Nothing's happening with YouTube, but I'm able to do this really nicely. So, and this is my starting point. All right. So rules of engagement, nothing new there. So Bellevue Ballers is what is the system that, like I said, I'm trying to overlay things. I'm not just working on one thing. I'm simultaneously working on multiple things, stacking, And, but yeah, I got to get some people moved out so I can put some new names in. That's the system, and so even though these people aren't really viable for collaborating business-wise, I would say, and I probably couldn't get a hold of some of them. I just need to create the space so I can bring in the new people, that I've identified. And anyway, it's all systematic, but I really think that's what's missing for so many people. They make emotional decisions when it should be decided in advance and with the system, and then tweak the system. So yeah, I actually made some progress in that regard, considering I've been pretty busy, but I'm pretty happy about that. So that was good. Okay, music, no progress, but like I said, I mentioned a couple people that I think could connect with, and again, I'm gonna have to, like I said, the Bellevue Ballers in the next couple of 3 weeks. Hopefully, I'll make progress in this area. Yeah, I would say that, I guess, was probably the most excited I've been about feedback or support, potential support, since Alex gave me some seed money to work on a single, so which is still there, but in this connection could help move that along, I would say. So that's all possible here. Okay. Merch. So we got the merch right there. It almost looks like, does that look like part of the TV? Pretty smooth, huh? So I hope that meets the approval of my coach. Of course, I can lift it higher, fill up more of the screen. It's not very big. I actually was thinking of having a few shirts across. I have one more shirt for sure here. I didn't do it, but I think I could probably get it a little higher, and 2 shirts across. It looks pretty good because that's black from the, what is that? It's a border. Okay. This is a pipe. Okay. Yeah, I get it. All right. So that's that. Now Trump's going to thump, and that's all he does when it comes to the primaries. He smoked Nikki Haley again. So we're going to be talking VP candidate more. I guess he was on with Laura Ingraham, and they named off 6 people, and they're all being considered, and it could be more than that, of course. But I'm gonna have to actually check when did he name Mike Pence last time, or what's normal. Now they're way early. They're talking about him having enough delegates by mid-March, which would be way early in the process compared to normal. It's a record, right? Assuming she doesn't just walk away from it. But anyway, so he's thumping. And, it's hard to, you want to get hopeful and excited, but then, the reality is you got to win the election. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I'm talking about in this song too, but you always look at the signs. You're like, it should be a done deal, but that should have been the case last time too, right? All right. So you will be glorified. Nothing to share about that. Current events somehow. I guess my man DG, the photographer, he follows a guy who does. I guess he was following because he does like he was basically at a homicide location where I was delivering mail. I delivered mail there up until at times about a year and a half ago. So that's exciting, right? I mean, 12th and Weller, it's rough over there. It's pretty bad. But yeah, he was on the scene, so I guess I'll follow him. Keep me posted, man. You're gonna drive around all the homicides and give me little reports. I'll check you out. He didn't, I don't know if he's just a, what do you call him, citizen journalist or what have you, but yeah, it's cool. But it's not good to hear that, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I didn't, it's one of those things, it's like, yeah, it's a rough area, but I guess I could go down. What time was it? It was Sunday. He just got there, 10, I don't know. It was dark when it happened, but who knows? Okay, so that's the current events. And our friends are moving back here from Hong Kong. That's cool. And I got to say, much love because, well, I talked to Trev on over Messenger. He's a real supporter, in the sense that he likes community connection, getting people together, and open mics was all up his alley. And now he's in Argentina for 90 days, and so he's halfway through the trip. So maybe he'll come back at some point. But these folks, man, they're real enthusiasts and supportive. So the husband for sure. So I will welcome them back. I think they must be coming back by summer, I would think, in time for the next school year. All right, so I'm going to get back to the rhymes. Might go get through a second verse. And let's see how that goes. All right, so we got like this. And I'll wait till the top of the minute here. Time it out. Biden's bags of ballots. We got them in the shower. When our man's down, we'll bust them out because that's the time to count it. Biden's bags of ballots. We got them in the shallot. When our man's down, we'll stop the count. You know that we's about it. But, okay. There's election deniers and there's election fraud deniers. Which one requires plausible deniability? Which one sounds just plain silly? If you're unsure, I guess we know you can't. If you're cocksure, you think they use a chant. I'm going to stop you there, Mr. President. Everything you're saying has not been made evident. All the experts have poured over the facts and have determined that your case lacks credibility. All the while, you lack civility. Are you starting to see how this cannot be believed? Biden's bags of ballots. We got them in the shallot. When our man's down, we'll bust them out because that's the time to count it. Biden's bags of ballots. We got them in the shallot. When our man's down, we'll stop the count because you know that we's about it. Biden's bags of ballots. We got them in the shallot. When our man's down, we'll bust them out because that's the time to count it. Biden's bags of ballots. We got them in the shallot. When our man's down, we'll stop the count. You know that we's about it. So that's a minute and a half. Yeah, I got to do it twice to just drive the points a little. I can energize it. Again, though. Again, I didn't hashtag is tricky. Come on, man. I hope I do before I'm done working on this song. Okay. So let's do a second verse. So if you caught on and I explained to you midway through the last verse, I shifted to, and I put in the hashtag, lectured by the media. I guess I could have said the mainstream media, but I think it's understood that's what's going on. Yeah, there's no one in the world that's been lectured more by the mainstream media than Donald Trump. No way. There's not even a close second. It's like, give me a break. But anyway. All right. So that's verse 1. You got that. All right. So verse 2. Where do we go? Where do we go now? All right. So I've discussed, I guess, both sides of the issues. I've kind of come at it from the media's perspective. Oh, I got to say. All right. So Mike Lindell is the leader in the effort to fix this problem. I don't think there's a close second that I could tell, and I check him out. And a lot of it goes back to these voting machines. And I saw an email, and this, I guess, he's put on the current events. South Dakota's ditching the machines, paper ballots only. So that, that's got to happen across the board. Of course, if you're a blue state or whatever, and you want mail-in ballots and voting machines or whatever, that's what they want, But again, you can't. If you're trying to make the case, tell them every other country's doing paper ballots. Why are we doing these electronic ballots? It's money, but it could be Europe, the enlightened ones. I did already say the enlightened ones. I can't say that again, but yeah, what's up with that? What is up with that? And obviously, if it makes money, they're going to try to pressure other countries to do it, but they apparently won't go for it. So what's up with this country? So what do we want? We want to see. Okay, so I'm just going to say, we're just going to put it out there. We want to return. Okay, I'm going to speak for it. I want to return to the ballot box. I want. This is figuratively speaking. Want to go back to pulling a lever. I never wanted to stop voting with my neighbors. But as y'all know, them hustlers is clever. I'm a mailman too, right? That's business for us. Give me a break. By the way, what's unique about this, and I've done this, let's see, 2016, I didn't I guess I didn't have my own route back then. So 2020, I certainly did, and I do now. It's a different route than I had. So in Washington, you're supposed to check, are you voting Democrat or Republican for the primary? So I do like to look at that to see. And I'm so excited to find someone on my route who checked the Republican box. So I will be looking to talk to them to try to say what's up with that. That's all right. And then but everyone else, now I had a couple, three, and one, I don't think it's my place to say, excuse me, you didn't check the box, Democrat or Republican. Is the mailman supposed to chase you down and help you figure out how to vote? All right. So one guy made his own box, says he hates both of them. And I've seen him before. He's probably hardened. I don't blame him in a lot of ways. We'll take that. In Seattle, we'll definitely take that. Anyway. All right. So let's put it like this. I probably haven't ever written this down. So a part-time what do they call them? Like part-time what do we call that? Okay, I'm trying to come up with the opposite of career politician. What's the opposite of a career politician? A part-time citizen part-time give me a second. I want to say this right. A part-time what is the opposite of? I mean, just as a voter, a part-time, but you're not more. You should more than a voter. You should be like out in the. My dad would go door to door, but not every door. He'd go every third house with the idea that you're going to go to neighbors on each side. This guy's brilliant. You're going to talk to your neighbors about my flyer. That's brilliant. We wouldn't go to every house. That's where I get a lot of these systems from. He has stuff like that. A part-time citizenry, a part-time, boy, I apologize, but I'm not coming up with this right. A part-time constituency, I guess. Yeah, here we go. Constituency is no match for a full-time a part-time constituency is no match for a full-time got it. Okay. A full-time part-time constituency is no match for a full-time what we don't want to see. How about that? We don't want to see. And that which is, I'm going to name it, which are career politicians. I think they always talk about Bernie. If you look at a lot of these politicians, why Trump's unique. Bernie never worked. He couldn't make it in the private sector, right? A lot of these guys can't even work. They can't make it. So how can people who are out here working be led by people who can't even work? You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense. All right. So full-time, it's no match for full-time what we don't see. A part-time constituency is no match for full-time what we don't want to see, which are career politicians. And which are akin to magicians. They pull money out of thin air. Let's go with they pull I think I could say it's not logic. It would be they pull. Okay, I can't help but to think about it. And I'm gonna ask somebody, like a doctor, if you do a trans, like you change the gender. I honestly give you the details, break it all down. But what is that? I mean, you can say it's their business or their whatever. Tell me what you're doing there. They pull. It's not ideas. They pull. Gosh, I'm hurting today. But I know what I'm trying to say here. All right, they pull money out of thin air. They pull not logic out of thin air. They pull. I want to get this done. They pull. Oh, it's not right. Policy. Okay, they pull policy out of thin air. They pull it's images, everything. Perception's reality, right? They pull imagine support. Out of the thin air. And they definitely pull ballots out of thin air. Is that a rhyme? Are those rhymes? All right. That's verse 2. I knocked out verse 2. So could I recite verse 2 in the amount of time I have? I could not recite. You're going to have to wait till next time I'm back to the rhyme. We're done with the whole verse today. Now, I guess it's a verse, right? Fill the page. I'll call it a verse. Thanks for joining me on Back to the Rhymes. It was really enjoyable. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll look for you next time when we do it again. And I'll have more to report. And I think I hope you have a good week. Enjoyable week. And make the most of it, of course, right? That's what we all got to do out here is make the most of it and see what we can do to beat back these Biden bags of ballots. Yo.